Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sonoma Raceway for the NASCAR Cup Series Toyota Save Mart 350. And in the 16th race of this 2023 season, we currently have 13 winners, 2 of them being multi-time winners. As we'll see, will there be a new winner today? It's a road course, so you never know. Christopher Bell in the front row alongside Michael McDowell with William Byron, Ross Chastain, and Alex Bowman, among others, behind them. As we are green and underway here at Sonoma for our second road course race of the season. Out at Coda in our last one, it was a interesting, chaotic race where I came in and raced and led to the win for Brad Keselowski and RFK Racing, their first win of the season. And now McDowell clears Christopher Bell for the lead at Sonoma. Now that's the one big upset candidate right there in the lead. Michael McDowell, one of the best in the business here on these road courses. And behind him, Christopher Bell, very strong at everywhere. So you know he's got a shot to win this thing. As you look throughout the field, everyone keeps it clean and green throughout these corners. Ways back, Martin Truex running near the back, shockingly for him. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano way off the pace. Something must have happened to these two here back in turn 1, and indeed there was an incident. Here at the back, you're going to see Ryan Blaney gets turned right there by the 22 of Joey Logano, who gets turned by Ty Dillon. So 2 Penske cars wrecked out by Ty Dillon here in the turn 1 and 2. You see 77 hooked to 22 right into Blaney. They go spinning. Logano goes up the track, over the hill and down. They both go around. That will bring out the caution flags. They race back to the line now. It's Michael McDowell now coming back to the start-finish line past the hairpin, leading Bell, Byron, and Chastain. As everyone seems to be keeping it going the right direction. Back to the front, it's going to be Michael McDowell leading the way here at the opening lap here at Sonoma. Now, on to the restart on lap 4. McDowell, of course, remains in the lead. Behind him, Byron and Bell fight for position as we look throughout this field to make sure we don't see another incident. As we know what happened last time, they got to lay some contact right there. The backfield is almost clipped the wall just a little bit. As Logano and Blaney back there are fighting Andy Lally and Ty Dillon for position. Meanwhile, back to front here, you see the 7 machine, Corey LaJoie, driven by Eric Almirola up here. McDowell continues to lead. He won this race last season in NR2003 here at Sonoma. He would have been locked in the playoffs, so we had 17 different winners, and McDowell was the lowest in points, so therefore he was eliminated from playoff contention. It was the first guy out to Brad Keselowski and missed his opportunity, but now he's trying to make up for the opportunity to win once again here in Sonoma, leading the way, dominating so far as everyone seems to be single filing out. Some side-by-side battles throughout the pack here through the S's. You saw Chase Elliott battling Noah Gragson. Everyone continues to battle for their respective positions. Meanwhile, back at the front, Michael McDowell continues to lead, really putting a gap now on the 20 of Christopher Bell, who's a good road course racer in his own respect. And of course, the consistent William Byron behind him in 3rd, and then Ross Chastain, the Melon Man, the Wrecking Ball himself, back there in 4th. Got to look out for him as McDowell leads the way here in Sonoma. And now we move on to the last lap of stage 1 here on lap 33. Of course, it's a road course race, so there will be no stage cautions, and we'll just, as usual, race back to start-finish line. Michael McDowell will lead this race. Of course, he continues to. He has been absolutely dominating from the jump here. He's led the first 33 laps of this race, and he has a very comfortable lead over the 20 Christopher Bell, who remains in 2nd. Can't even see him in the background. So far ahead of McDowell is through the hairpin for the final time in stage 1. Here comes the 34 of Michael McDowell to the front straightaway to claim the stage win. And to the front stretch, Michael McDowell wins stage 1 in Sonoma. Your runner-up in the stage is going to be the 20 machine of Christopher Bell, having himself a very strong run. He'll come home P2 in stage 1. Byron is 3rd. Ross Chastain is 4th. Reddick is 5th, followed by LaJoie, Cindric, Harvick, Zane Smith, Chase Elliott. Your top 10 in stage 1. And now we're going to get back at it here in stage 2. William Byron now in the lead here on lap 47. As we get McDowell all the way at the back. Now some sort of issue has put the 34 McDowell, maybe a pit stop or something. Oh, there's a crash up ahead. There's smoke. There's a big pile up. Martin Truex Jr. upside down. There has been a flip at Sonoma. Truex, a heavy crash here with Ryan. Looks like Michael McDowell back there. Ryan Preece is involved. Looks like Truex gets drilled by Ryan Preece and then lit up right there by the 15 of Andy Lally. Sends him upside down. Fully behind him, just like coming around this first turn. Austin Cindric just hooks Truex, turns him around, and spins him right back into traffic where Allmendinger avoids him, and then a big hit right there by Priest, and then bang, there's Andy Lally, sends Martin Truex Jr. upside down. That sends way out Bubba Wallace off into the dirt. Eric Almirola is still trying to recover. Cars are everywhere. What a chaotic restart here in stage 2. Unbelievable wreck right there. Martin Truex Jr. going up and over. Meanwhile, back at the front, it is going to be William Byron leading over Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, Chris Buescher, and Eric Jones, the top 5. And how about the 51 running in 6th place? That, I believe, is J.J. Yaley in the 51 there, followed by, of course, Bowman and Josh Bilicki inside the top 10. What is going on here in Sonoma? William Byron will continue to lead here at Sonoma, goes through the hairpin of the final corner, and William Byron will lead the field back to the caution flag here in Sonoma over the 8 of Kyle Busch in second. And now we're going to move on to the last lap of stage 2. It is now Christopher Bell running away with the stage win, trying to get redemption for coming up so close in stage 1 to Michael McDowell. Looks like Christopher Bell now will get another stage win this season and a playoff point to his total, and 10 crucial stage points as the push to the playoffs begins from here. The last 10 races until the playoffs are going to start right after this one at Nashville in a couple of weeks' time. Christopher Bell, though, will come through to win stage 2 here down the front stretch. Your stage 2 winner, Christopher Bell. Ross Chastain in the runner-up of the stage, Suarez in 3rd, Cindric in 4th. Here comes A.J. Allmendinger to bring home 5th in stage number 2. He'll hold off Noah Gragson. Allmendinger 5th in stage 2, Gragson in 6th, Reddick 7th, Wallace 8th, Kyle Busch 9th. And the last spot in the top 10 is going to go to the 48 of Bowman, beating Keselowski back to the line. So your stage 2 winner, Christopher Bell in the 20. Now we move on to a restart here late in the race. Lap 78 on the lap 79, I believe. It is, yep, now with 22 laps to go. Ross Chastain leads this race. You see some cars a little ways back here trying to make it back to the finish of this race. Avoid any hustles. Oh, trouble there. Blaney's around. And we have trouble here through the big turn 2. The 12 of Ryan Blaney gets turned by 7 of Corey LaJoie. As LaJoie turns, Blaney sends him crashing up the racetrack. And not the way Blaney wanted to have his race go today. He has just been struggling. And so Ryan Blaney gets turned there by Corey LaJoie. Meanwhile, the pack will race back to the line, led by the 1 of Ross Chastain. As Ross Chastain will lead the field to the hairpin. And Ross Chastain leads the field back to the caution flag here with just 21 laps to go in Sonoma. And now we're going to move on to the white flag final lap presented by Credit One Bank here at Sonoma for Ross Chastain. About to get his first win of the season and become our 14th different winner and lock both Trackhouse Racing machines into the playoffs in a crazy turn of events. Chastain might just find himself with a ticket punch to the NASCAR playoffs with a late stage surge, passing the 20 of Christopher Bell, who's leading in stage 2 as McDowell fell way off, and now Chastain's the guy to beat, as looks to be a Trackhouse Racing road course win. Of course, last year in real life at Sonoma it was Daniel Suarez getting his first career win here at Sonoma. Now this will be Ross Chastain's second career win in the NR2003 simulations here at Sonoma. Of course, last season he got into the playoffs with a dramatic win at Watkins Glen to put himself in the playoffs and be our 16th different winner. Now he's about to be our 14th different winner, winning another road course here in Sonoma. It has been a late dominant performance. He has driven away from second place Christopher Bell by 22 seconds. An absolute dominant final stage from Ross Chastain in a race that he has finally put together for the first time in months. Through the hairpin for the final time and back to the start-finish line. Ross the Boss Chastain is going to win in Sonoma. And he is into the playoffs. And here comes Christopher Bell in the 20, who's going to once again come up just short of victory lane after a strong run for the second time in the last 3 races. He was so good at the Coke 600, didn't win there. And of course here, he's going to be so good, but come home second for Christopher Bell. Another top 2 finish. Noah Gregson will finish in 3rd, followed by Daniel Soares, Bubba Wallace, top 5. Harvick, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, and Alex Bowman, your top 10 here in Sonoma, as Ross Chastain gets his first win of the season and puts himself in the playoffs, joining his Trackhouse Racing teammate and the reigning NR2003 champion, Daniel Suarez. And of course, see the DNFs on the left side of your screen. AJ Allmendinger, Eric Jones, DNFs, as well as Balicki and Zane Smith from unseen mechanical failures / incidents. You'll see the updated playoff grid shortly. Here's your updated playoff grid. Of course, you can find Ross Chastain slotting into 7th with his first win of the season on the playoff grid here at Sonoma. And we are now at 14 winners. As you can see, it is getting very tight as the regular season progresses with just 10 races to go. William Byron, Christopher Bell, now the last 2 guys above the cut line, both in double digits above. But just below them, you got some heavy hitters. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, and Tyler Reddick. So until the next episode in a couple of weeks at Nashville, I hope you all have a good one.